So I got 3 hours in playing HighGuard. I'm a little bit late. There's already plenty of videos out, but it's not that bad. There is definitely a stigma in the gaming community that when one person says a game sucks, the next person has to say the game sucks, and then the next person, and then the next person. And then we get a game that could be very good getting shelved and ultimately canceled because of the bandwagoning of the gaming community. I think that just kind of needs to stop. We need to acknowledge, hey, a game can just be a game, and we can give constructive feedback on why we don't like this game. And they can either choose to take that constructive feedback or they can choose to not take that constructive feedback. Either way, the dogpiling and the trash talking of a game that is brand new and with today's technology can be easily changed and updated, there isn't really a reason to continue the
This game sucks. This game sucks.
Does it have its flaws? Absolutely. I think the maps are a little bit too big for only 3 players. Most of the time, you're not around anyone else. So that's giving it that empty feeling, which is what I'm seeing in the Steam community. But it's not terrible. The gunplay is good. The movement feels smooth. There isn't anything inherently wrong with the mechanics of the game. Where the game falls short is where the gameplay happens. In an open world game, I believe it was Witcher 3 that did the interview where they talked about you need about 40 seconds of time from point of interest to point of interest before the player starts to lose interest in exploring. It takes longer than 40 seconds to get from your base to the enemy's base, I would say. Nah, probably right at the 40 seconds. It's pushing it, is what I'm saying. But the stuff that's in between, it's a little bit too wide open and it's just looting, which is fine. But if it's just looting for the first minute or so of the game, then you're going to be bored, which I did struggle. I wanted to get a few matches in. I played about 5 or 6, I would say. I don't know, 3 hours worth. I think there needs to be something else to do or there would be more players. I'm seeing that people are saying 3 versus 3 is too short. I think that 3 versus 3 is fine. There just needs to be maybe an AI enemy element sprinkled in through the map. Because when we talk about the being more than 3 players, I think that they will need to increase the size of the player bases. Because the player bases look like they are designed to accommodate a maximum of 6 people. When we increase it to maybe even, let's say 5 versus 5, that would probably make the open world feel like there's more going on. But when we get to the raiding combat, it's going to be a little bit too tight, too close quarters, and it's going to get a little bit messy. Also, I think that the footprints, the footsteps that you hear from the other players, the enemy players, are so loud, it's annoying. But I can see that they got rid of AI enemies in favor of the footsteps for people that would complain about getting ambushed from behind or flanked. Which, don't get me wrong, you can still get flanked in this game, but there isn't really a there's the footsteps are obnoxious. Overall, I didn't hate it. I kind of enjoyed the time that I played it. When the raiding happens, that's where the game, I think, really shines. I think those raids are a unique experience I haven't had, and they're pretty fun. I think the trailer really damaged this game's reputation. The art style, I would say, is very visually appealing to me. It's kind of on that border between realism and a little bit of stylized effects to it. I think it looks good. When I got it, I didn't have any technical issues. My computer ran it fine. The only issues I had were server side. I was having server stuttering every now and then, but that was maybe one match out of the 5 or 6 that I played. I think this game has a bit of an identity crisis, possibly, because when I look at the match gameplay mode, whatever you want to call it, to me, it doesn't scream hero shooter, it screams MOBA. Think about it. We have 2 bases, you pick a hero character with special abilities, and you attack each other's bases, but you can only... But is where it spins the MOBA category on its head is you have to get the shield breaker to raid the enemy base. I think that's unique. I think that's pretty fun. The only problem is that the areas are a little bit too vast and open for there to be just the PvP element. I think having the just simple enemies that would defend the loot areas would greatly help this game's perception. It's not that bad. It's a completely free-to-play game. If you are into MOBAs and hero shooters, at least give it a try. Be open-minded, give it a shot. Acknowledge that the open areas are going to get a little bit boring, but when you do face the enemy team, it gets better. It's not as bad as people are saying. Just to everyone giving this game a immediate this game sucks, fuck you. Just fuck you. It isn't a terrible game, and I don't believe that the people behind it went out of their way to make a terrible game. I don't think anyone ever tries to do that. That's a stupid assumption to have. This game isn't Citizen Kane. It never will be. But it's completely free. It costs you nothing to try out other than your time. You can play the tutorial and never touch the game again. That's totally fine. It's not your cup of tea. But the consistent badgering of this game is getting obnoxious. It's giving low IQ. I don't see a reason to say that this game is terrible. I don't see a reason to say that this game is fantastic. It's run-of-the-mill, free-to-play game. It has flaws, but it's a smooth gameplay experience. There's very little gameplay-wise to complain about. Ooh.
Here we are. Welcome to headquarters. And when he thinks we're ready,
Yep.
I'll finish this up.
Nothing different here.
I'm Trader Flynn. Just call me Flynn. First step's just ahead. Let's see what you're made of.
The fuck was that?
You got this. Wreck 'em all. There you go.
Yeah.
Now shoot it.
Why is it 5? So the revolver is 5 shots, but there's very clearly 6 fucking bullets. Okay.
You know, I've been to your palace, Scarlet. It was back when my parents were around. A long time ago. You probably don't remember.
Of course
The
not.
fuck is this fucking conversation? I think I like this character the best. Not for the obvious reasons.